What's up, guys? Back here again with another video. It's been probably about a month or so since I made my last one. I apologize for that. The summer's pretty much upon us, so priorities kind of get in the way, and I've even taken a vacation. So hopefully you don't fault me for that. But I do want to introduce a new tank, something that I've kind of been working on a little bit under the radar and really haven't shown off to anybody. I still don't know if I have it exactly where I want it, but I think it's off to a pretty good start. I'm probably going to change a few things over time, but I at least want to kind of introduce it, talk a little bit about the tank, the thought process, the stocking, filtration, all that normal stuff that I try and cover. So this is an Aquarium tank. You've heard me talk about the Aquarium tanks before, and I've had quite a few of them. One of the things I like is the clear silicone that they use. It really kind of enhances the light and the look of the tank. This is a 30-gallon extra high or extra tall. The dimensions of this one it is 24 inches tall, 24 inches wide. I think it's actually 20. I think from the frame to frame, I want to say it's almost close to 26 inches, but it's 24 inches wide and then 12 inches deep. The stand that it's on is actually the same stand you would use for a regular 20 tall, which we all know what those look like. We've all had those before. The thought process behind getting a taller tank is I'm a taller person, so I wanted a tank that I can, number one, enjoy from pretty much every angle. In my place, I wanted a tank that I can look at and I don't have to bend over or anything like that. So I saw this tank maybe a year or so ago at my local pet store, and put it on layaway and was really thinking, what could I do with it? How could I scape it? I knew it was going to be pretty tough to scape just from the height and things like that. I really wasn't sure what kind of fish I wanted to put in there. I still may change out the fish, although I'm really liking how active the tank is. If you guys remember, these Silvertip Tetras that I've had probably for the better part of a year have really kind of grown and colored up, and I love the way they look, and their tails kind of shimmer in the light. Up there, that's my giant black neon that I've had for who knows how long now. And I've got some, a couple neons in there, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the fish in here I essentially have taken out of different tanks, and kind of rehoused in here just because I didn't want to get rid of them. I don't know anybody that that wants them, so I kind of just held on to them. I have got 4 gouramis in here. I've got a little honey gourami. I've got, where'd they go? They all hid when I moved the camera. I've got a powder blue gourami back here. I don't know if you saw him. He'll probably show up. I've got a dwarf flame gourami in here, and then I've got a sunset gourami right there. And one of the things I was thinking of, there's their powder blue gourami right there. There's the flame gourami nipping at the powder blue one. I had thought about doing an all gourami tank. Maybe doing, putting a pearl gourami in here. I've even seen some chocolate gouramis. I've thought about doing that, but I had these Silvertip Tetras, and I really have enjoyed those so far, and I wanted to hang on to them. And also, I know that gouramis can can be a little nippy, so I figured that the tetras would kind of act as a distraction, and the tank was big enough that if need be, the fish could kind of hide. Talking about the scape, this is probably one of the more simpler scapes I've done. The tank is very, very tall, so probably the hardest part was finding this particular piece of driftwood here. I found that one and I saw it and I said it would go perfect in the tank. The substrate I'm using is a combination of fluval stratum, and I have some of the clay base or the iron substrate mixed in with it. I am not done planting this tank. I probably want to put some smaller plants up front here. Maybe some S repens or something like that. I've had success with those. I've got some Crypspiralis in here, and Crypspiralis is slowly becoming one of my favorite plants. It grows pretty fast. It doesn't melt back a whole lot like a lot of the other Cryps do, and it really gives you a decent sense of height in the tank. These rocks I've had, oh god, I've had these rocks for I don't know how long, and I've never really used them before. And I was like, what the hell, let me put the rocks in here to maybe try and create some peaks and valleys and some hiding places, and that's pretty much they are. These are some cool rocks, I will admit. This color pattern, if anyone knows what kind of rocks these are, let me know. I think this rock right here is the only one I've actually used in a tank before. I had that 30-gallon wide screen tank, if you guys remember that. This rock was in there, but these other rocks I've never used before, and I thought they would look fairly decent in here. Thinking about scaping, I mean, this was not an easy tank to kind of set up. I really wanted to get it to just highlight some fish. I thought about doing like some smaller cichlids in here, or just some larger fish. I thought about maybe putting a goldfish in here, 2 goldfish, something like that, but I shied away from that. So, the idea behind this tank was to really highlight the fish, not so much escape. Which leads me into the filtration, because I have the tank set up to kind of house and hold either a large number of fish like this or larger fish. I'm running a sponge filter, an internal filter, and a hang on the back filter. So I've got plenty of filtration to house the fish that are in here. And like I said, if I wanted to put some larger fish in here, I think the amount of filtration I have in here would service the task of larger fish. And what I mean by larger fish, I don't mean anything huge. It's only a 30-gallon tank. I was thinking about, like I said, an all gourami tank, something like that. Maybe angels, maybe more angels. I have 2 angels now. I absolutely love them. I think angels would look nice in a tank this size, this tall. But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I consider this to be a work in progress. I don't know what the end result will look like. I would like to see some more plants down here. I would like to see maybe even some larger rocks to take up some area, but I'll be honest with you, I'm hesitant about putting larger rocks in here because I have to go, a lot higher up to put the rocks in, and I don't want them to fall in here, crash, and damage the tank or anything like that. So, we'll see. I'm going to, continue to maybe come up with some ideas and see. I do, in fact, love the spiralis and the tall plants. I think that was a good idea. How many of these fish I'm going to keep, not sure. Probably going to keep all the gouramis. I love the gouramis. Gouramis is one of my favorite fish. Maybe the tetras, maybe I can rehouse them, put them in a different tank, and maybe scale back the stocking on these Silvertip Tetras, and maybe I can, play around with some other ideas of what other fish I can put in here. But just wanted to introduce this tank, Aquarium, 30-gallon, extra tall or extra high, 24 by 24 by 12. So, let me know what you guys think. Any questions or comments below, I'll do my best to try and answer them. Hopefully, in the near future, I can do kind of a recap of all my tanks. Some people have asked about them. Maybe just doing a video just to kind of highlight all the tank and maybe talk briefly about each one of them. I'm thinking about doing that in the near future, but any other content you guys want to see, please let me know. And as always, I will talk to you guys down the road. Bye.